It's just, I've been just emotionally racked, and it's like at one point I just feared the worst, and God, it's been really stressful.
Well, I understand how that can be difficult.
I've been, I don't know, just really, really stressed out, man. It's just, I don't know if you've gone through such a thing. It's just really, really, really tough for me. I'm very close to my mother, and it's, I don't know, I want to go on and go on about it, but yeah, that's what's been going on with me.
So where is she now?
She's at the hospital. I'm not sure the name of the facility. It's the only big one that's downtown in Spokane, Washington, and she's still in the ICU there. The physicians that are attending to her now, see, it's complicated because she has a kidney issue as well. And she's a retired registered nurse, and they say nurses make horrible patients. But, she's got a good physician there now, and he seems to believe that she's going to make a recovery. The problem is they can't give her the medications that they would typically give for a person in this case because of her kidney condition. So they have a renal specialist that's there with her, working in concert with the cardiologist. It's just a complicated situation. And then to make matters worse, the pneumonia I spoke of, she ended up having to have fluid drained from her lung via an injection. They put a needle in her rib in the side and took fluid from her, about 1,000 cc, she told me.
So this is not COVID related?
No. Her and my father both tested negative for COVID, so that was a good thing. But nobody can see her because of the COVID. It really sucks. No one can visit her but my dad. They allow her one visitor, and so it's really tough on the whole family. There's a lot of relatives that wanted to be able to see her and whatnot. So I've done a couple of duo chats with her and that kind of thing. But I feel optimistic about it now because, like my dad just told me this morning, the cardiologist seems really, really on top of things, and it seems like he feels like she's gonna make a recovery from this. But she's having cognitive issues as well, like they have a person coming in and working with her. I had no idea that post-heart attack could cause cognitive issues. But apparently it does, and she's coming along well with that. But initially, they ask you questions like, what state are you in? And she answered Spokane versus Washington, and that kind of thing. So it's not like severe, but I guess it's common. It's just very, I don't know, it's hard on everybody. But yeah, she's at the big hospital. Whatever the main facility that's downtown Spokane is where she's at now. Yeah, her name's Antonia Reason.
Okay. So, if you would respond back to Danielle's email, I think she gave me until noon today to schedule something with her.
Yes, sir, I'll do that. I'll just let her know I'm open all evening. Whenever she'd like to stop by, she's fine with me. It's the same thing as she did last.
I met with a plastic surgeon yesterday because this tube here is called the vacuum, and it goes over my abdomen because I've got an open wound.
Oh, wow.
It won't be able to close. They said if maybe in a month or so they can harvest some skin from my leg and close it.
Wow. So what you how long did you say you stayed in the hospital for? How long?
3.5 weeks.
And then you ought to talk to somebody.
So what happened is I had like a fall in January that was pretty vicious. Then the next week, this big miracle thing was going to help me put on some extra weight.
Uh-huh.
And what it was is they put in a feeding tube I can still eat, right?
Uh-huh.
But my weight had dropped to like 125.
Uh-huh.
And they said, well, this will give you a head start. And we'll give you a feeding tube when you turn it on and run this nutrition while you're sleeping at night.
Uh-huh.
Well, I go in on a Monday, they put the feeding tube in, no problemo. Then the next day I'm feeling some tenderness. And when they put the tube in, they take you to radiology and they put it in guided ultrasound to know exactly where they're placing it.
Uh-huh.
And then when I said I was having tenderness, the radiologist came to my bedside and he adjusted it.
Oh, wow.
With no ultrasound.
Oh, wow.
Thereafter, all the food they were giving me poured into my peritoneal cavity of my abdomen.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, you ought to talk to somebody immediately.
And then so they fed me on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and then Thursday they discharged me because they knew home health would pick up my case on Friday. By the time I got home on Thursday, I had put on 13 pounds of fluid.
Wow. Yeah, what a... Man, that's so annoying.
Oh, my goodness.
They said that when I had emergency surgery that Friday when I went back, they called. I didn't know they had such a thing as a code sepsis. Mm-hmm. I had surgery within a couple of hours getting that building, and the doctor says, "Well, how long has this been doing this?" I go, "What?" And what happened was there was so much pressure that all 3 layers, I have 3 layers of cutaneous tissue, they separated.
Oh my!
Oh goodness gracious!
And so all the flesh on top, I lost it a great deal. That's why there's going to be a graft. And so they got this thing on my belly, and it's called a vacuum, because they had to let the wound heal from the bottom down. And so it sucks the stuff out and carries it around, so I carry this thing. And then when I was in the hospital, guess what? I had to take 5 pills. You girls, 5. To get my stomach fixed. Now I'm down to 3.
What? She says she had to take 5 pills when she's in the hospital. Now she only has to take 3.
But I'm getting better. Can you tell? I feel good. I feel good. But it's real boring because even though I got out, I've had no less than 2 visits a day, and or sometimes 4 visits a day to doctors.
Wow.
So what do you think if Grandma goes and gets me, and if I get a boatload of money, we'll go sail the world?
There we go.
Yeah, we'll go sail the world.
The girls want to go to Atlantis.
I do.
Oh my goodness, I love it. You can get mermaid costumes.
Mermaids, yeah.
Grandma could probably fit in mermaid costume.
They let you swim with dolphins there. You get to swim with the actual dolphin. Yeah, they got this thing called Dolphin K, and you can get up in the morning, and these dolphins that are, used to people will interact with you and do all kinds of wild stuff. It looked pretty fun.
I still have, you girls, I still have my bingo arms, but guess what?
Huh.
Right, I tell everybody that I'm getting my bikini bottom. 121 today.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. It was bony. I need to, my doctor told me I have a Big Mac. He says, go get yourself a Big Mac and milkshake. See? No, I'm teasing. But he did tell me that. But your dad went online and he found some really great hospital-grade proteins.
Oh, nice. That's what I was going to say. There's got to have some supplements for that.
Right. That's what they did when it was in the hospital. And that 3 weeks they got what they call TPN, which is total parental nutrition. And so out of these 2 hospital-grade things, I can get probably about 70% of my nutrients.
We have to come up and see you, Mammy.
Yeah, I'd love
Gianna wants to go. Maybe we can just rent a car again and just drive up there, everybody.
Yeah. That would be, so much fun.
Yeah.
It's difficult to, today, Mr. Reason, say, oh, okay, you have problems with your mother in Spokane. Go. I'll allow you to go when you haven't had any conversations with Mr. Cantamessa about this, I imagine. If you have, please correct me. But my guess is this is the first time anybody's hearing about it, and that doesn't give probation an opportunity to look into the matter, to get some actual proof that in fact things are what you say they are. So I'm not prepared today to just say, well, let's either call it quits in terms of supervision, and I'm certainly not prepared to go without more information to say that you should be allowed to go to Spokane.